Previously on Cal Poly Survivor. All right, challenges today. It's go time. Basically, I'm not feeling super nervous right now because all that's in my head is anyone but Kayla wins. That's all I need right now. If Ella wins, if Riley wins, if I win, I think everyone will vote Kayla. If Kayla wins, that's where it gets tricky because I don't know what I'm going to do in that scenario. If that scenario happens, I have to act like I'm voting Ella, obviously. And then I just don't need Riley and Kayla coming after me or something. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I, vote with Ella to vote Riley or something. I don't know. That's where, that's my worst scenario possible, which is why I'm like, okay, anyone but Kayla wins. I don't even care with me. Like, I'm going to do whatever I can to just make sure she doesn't win. Like, I don't know what the challenge is going to be, but if I have to whisper her a wrong answer, I'll do it. Sorry, Kayla.
So, basically, last night, I talked with Riley for a while. She was like, oh, we're going to get Josh. And she also shared that she was in on Kayla voting out Jillian, which I was very surprised about. I'm like, that's not good. And ultimately, she was saying a lot of things that, oh, that was my wet sock. Fuck, sorry. And she was saying a bunch of I'm sorry, but a lot of the Kaikis people are not good at reassurance. And honestly, I feel like that's just kind of messing up their game. Because, I don't even know. But Josh and I, they're trying to pit us against each other, obviously. We decided that we're going to stay strong. I talked to him, and basically Riley's telling him everything that we talked about, but I was also already planning on telling him that. So yeah, I think that Kayla, Riley are definitely going to try to vote me out instead of Josh. Also, there's talk of maybe it being a final 2 instead of a final 3, so there'd be another challenge. I don't know.
We ended up deciding we're voting for Ella because when we were walking, I told her about how me and Josh were really hoping we would, Kayla would lose the challenge and we'd get her out. But right when I said that, we were like, she was like, oh, why? And I said, because she's a threat to win. Like, she's made some big moves. And Ella goes, oh, my bookies on the jury wouldn't vote for her. Like, bookies? What the hell is that? She just screwed herself. Well, I mean, even though we would probably end up voting for her anyway, but why would you tell me that you're super tight with people on the jury?
She gotta bring up her fucking bookies again. Are you dumb?
Oh god.
Why would you bring up your
saying
bookies?
that word, bookie?
Yeah, no, she belongs. I was saying what I was telling you earlier. She belongs on the jury with the rest of her bookies.
Yeah.
So fucking watch the
Yes.
bookies.
Bro, I've been
Does that
wanting her
mean-
out of the game for so long.
Dude, oh my god. But yeah, so and the thing is, I was like, I'm trying to make her feel comfortable, but I don't think she cares enough to really,
She's asked to quit the game twice.
She brought that up. She brought up how she was like,
well,
was
okay,
gonna
I heard
quit.
twice, and then someone told me it was a third time.
Mhm.
And I was
Really?
like...
Damn.
I literally talked to her, and she was like, I was like, yeah, how was your conversation with Ella? And she was like, Obviously, Ella's pitching Josh because that's the only other person.
She pitched me to Ella.
Ella pitched Josh to Riley.
No, she didn't. Riley pitched me to Ella.
Is that what she told you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. They said
I
she
talked
said
to Ella
that,
for a second,
She
too.
said that they talked about you. It's just like, okay, you're the only other option. And then I talked to Riley, and I freaking went off about Ella.
Dude, I'm fucking scared. I'm so scared.
No, you're literally fine. Riley's voting.
Why'd you do that to me? You just scared me. You just made me more stressed.
No, I like swear to God, Riley is voting Ella. She wants Ella out too.
Okay.
Like, you're fine. Ella, I was laughing so hard because Riley told me, she's like, I'm gonna talk to Ella, I'm gonna make her feel really comfortable
Yeah.
voting for you.
She
And I
doesn't
was
want Ella
like-
to vote for her.
I was like, okay, because she doesn't want Ella to come to you to say Riley.
Yeah.
Did Ella say Riley when she talked to you?
What?
Wait, you said
Yeah.
you talked to Ella?
No, I talked to Ella for like a second, and she's like, "We'll talk more tomorrow." She said she was busy for the rest of the night, whatever. But she was like, obviously.
That's the only other person.
Yeah, she was just being straight with me. She was like, obviously Riley's gonna want to get you out, so she's like, I don't know. So
No, even Riley's nervous.
Riley probably just doesn't want Ella to talk to me to vote
Exactly.
her, obviously.
She wants Ella to feel really comfortable not to do anything.
Keep on bringing up the jury. It's like she thinks that she knows the jury so well.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, why are you? You know, like.
You know, if you're not going on that.
Is she like after me hard? Like she just like really?
Because I think
No.
she wants me out.
She wants.
Yeah.
She's just pissed that Kayla can't get out. No, dead ass.
When I talked to her, it was like, I don't even care what happens. I just want to stay in the game. And
No,
vibe
I
it
don't
up with
think
her.
I don't see her gunning for either of you because she wants me out.
No,
she has to
said
vote
she
one of
wanted-
us here.
she-
Yeah.
She said she was just disappointed
God damn
with
it,
you alone.
So Josh and I were talking and we were like, wait a minute, like we don't have to be their bitches. Like we can, we can go 2-2 or whatever. And from there, obviously, don't feel entirely good about that because, like that's not my guarantee. And so we decided like Josh is going to talk to Kayla an hour before tribal and say that he's going to vote Riley. And then say that he talks to me, and then I'm gonna like right before tribal because we both know Kayla is a wild card and she likes making very impulsive last minute decisions every single time, and she always wants to like surprise people with a big play. So I'm just gonna let it all like just put it all out and basically be like, because Riley, this is actually true. Riley was yelling for Kayla and she was bummed that Kayla didn't get out. Was she lying to me? I don't know, but also she actually genuinely did seem bummed. And I'm gonna bring up how, she's just kind of backstabbing everybody and wants to round shit. And I'm gonna say that, and I'm also gonna say like, I've stayed really loyal, like, because Josh told me that like it might be like the winner of the challenge, picks who they bring to the final two pretty much. And so, and I said, well, if I won the challenge, like I would bring you, fucking line, but I'd be like, I'd bring you, and we both know Riley would not bring you, so.
Come on in! Welcoming in the final four, Cal Poly Season 4. Well, today is a big day. It's the final four immunity challenge, which means, once again, Riley, immunity is back up for grabs, so I'm gonna need it. Perfect. Immunity is back up for grabs and guarantees you a 1 in 3 shot of winning this game. For today's challenge, we have a Survivor Classic, Samotion. Incrementally, you'll be placing a marble down the track, catching it with only one hand, and then putting it back at the top. If the ball hits the table or drops on the floor, you are out. Are you all ready to play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Remember, only one hand can be used throughout the challenge. I'll count you in, and you'll have 30 seconds to place the next one. Alright. 1, 2, Oh, and with that, Ella is out. Only 3 remaining. It's hard. And with Josh with his crazy stuff. Oh, he drops Josh is out. It's down to 2. Oh, and with that, Riley drops. Kayla wins immunity, is guaranteed a spot in the final 3. Wow. That Survivor Classic challenge. Kayla comes out on top. And wins immunity. Making her safe, meaning one of the 3 of you, your dream of winning Cal Poly Survivor will be over, and I'm sure you have a lot to talk about in this pivotal vote, so grab your things, and I'll see you at Tribal Council.
So good. Let me bite it like gold. No, if there's any all day, I was thinking is if there's one challenge to win. I have not won since I've been on Cayucos, which has sucked. But if there's one challenge to win, it's that challenge. And with my place in the game right now, I don't know who would bring me to the end. So I might have needed that. So
that was really unlucky. I mean, I was in a good spot. The marble they both came out at the same time. I don't know, me and Josh were talking about this. We're like, we have a 75% chance of Kayla not winning immunity. And out of all of us, of course, she wins. So now we just have to hope and pray that it's a final 2 at the finale, or else Kayla is just gonna win this whole thing, unless the jury still has a grudge. But I'm not bummed that I lost, I'm bummed that Kayla won.
Okay, right now I'm nervous, but I feel optimistic about this week. Maybe I'm just being dumb, but based on the conversations I've had, I don't think Kayla wants to betray me as of right now, unless she could be thinking about it and change her mind. I talked to Ella, I talked to Riley. Realistically, those 2 should be voting each other. I created a whole plan with Ella. Okay, realistically, the thing is if you're not having a second or third plan, you're probably not in on the full story. And that's what I've realized at this game. There's always a second or third plan. Maybe there's a fourth, and maybe I'm not in on the 4th plan on this one. But Riley coming to me and telling me that she wants to make Ella feel comfortable does not make me feel good, because obviously that means you're voting me. So I've done a couple things since then to, obviously get Ella on my side, not Riley's side. It's risky, obviously, creating a final 2 with Ella and making her on my side. And if I do vote her out, just losing her jury vote probably, because she's the type to probably be upset at me for that and bitter. I mean, I would too, but she'll probably be bitter about it, and I don't think she'd vote for me in that sense. So it is what it is. But realistically, I just want to make the end. This is the scariest possible week. I just need to get there.
The only thing I've been thinking of since the last tribal was that we should have just gotten Kayla out when we had the chance. I mean, homegirl literally got her ticket to winning this whole thing if she makes it to final 2 or 3. I mean, the look on the jury's face when the vote was read, they ate that up. And that was supposed to be, that was supposed to be my big moment. I mean, that's the whole reason why I was pushing so hard to get Jillian out, was I needed something on my resume. If it's me and Josh, I can stand up against that. But if it's me, Josh, and Miss, I've been to every tribal, and all the original Wasna loves me, I mean, that probably won't stand up well. Or if it's us against Blindside over there,
Rewind. This win feels so good because I know if I didn't win, I'm not even going home. Ella's coming for me, and I have the immunity necklace around my neck. She still wants me out. She still talks to Riley about how she wants me out. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I love it. It makes tonight, if tonight goes as planned, if we vote right now, Ella goes home, it'll make it feel that much better. It will make it feel that much better. But anyways, I just talked with Riley and Josh, and we're solid. We're solid 3. The scary thing is, I think it'll be a solid 3. I think Ella goes home. I think there's going to be a final 3 challenge. I'm going to win it, and I'm going to take Josh, and it's going to be Josh and I till the end. However, we're at the point in the game where I have to think of more than just that. If Josh wins, I believe he takes me. I need to have a conversation with Riley and just reiterate that everybody on the jury hates me.
So after the challenge yesterday, I tried walking back with Kayla, but like Ella she started walking with me, and obviously I can't talk with Ella and Kayla at the same time. So I told Kayla, meet me at Baker, and then I'm walking back with Ella, and obviously I have to say, let's vote for Josh, because who else is there to vote for if it's not me or her or Kayla? So I had to say, oh, let's get Josh, and like I was giving her a bunch of like fake reasons, because like why, I mean, we ended up deciding we're voting for Ella because when we were walking, I told her about how me and Josh were really hoping we would, like, Kayla would lose the challenge and we'd get her out. But right when I said that, we were like, she was like, oh, why? And I said, because she's a threat to win. Like, she's made some big moves. And Ella goes, oh, my bookies on the jury wouldn't vote for her. Like, bookies? What the hell is that? She just screwed herself. Well, I mean, even though we would probably end up voting for her anyway. But, like, why would you tell me that you're super tight with people on the jury? Like, so I don't know. After I told Josh that, and I even told Kayla, because I told them pretty much my whole conversation with Ella, and they even were like, okay, that's not good.
I'm sorry, but a lot of the Cayucas people are not good at reassurance. And honestly, I feel like that's just kind of messing up their game. Because, you know, like, I don't even know. But Josh and I, they're trying to pit us against each other, obviously. We decided that we're going to stay strong. I talked to him, and basically Riley's telling him, like, everything that we talked about, but I was also already planning on telling him that. So yeah, I think that Kayla and Riley are definitely going to try to vote me out instead of Josh. Also, there's talk of maybe it being a final 2 instead of a final 3, so there'll be another challenge. I don't know.
There's so many small things that can happen, but as long as I should be with people towards the end of the day. I'm meeting up with Kayla and Riley soon. I'm hoping I can sniff out something. And worst case scenario, right before tribal, I'll go to Riley or Ella and make up some bullshit and get the other one to vote for the other one if I have to. But right now, as of right now, weirdly enough, I don't think there's a vote on me. But that's also like, I could be so naive, and there so easily could be, because it doesn't make sense. They should be voting me here. So I don't know, but I'm nervous. This is the most nervous I've been in the game, but I'm trying to work my magic as much as possible. I just want to get to the end of the game. I've worked so damn hard to get here. I've played this game so hard. You know, I know people are going to say that, how can I let Kayla, the bigger threat, get this far in the game? Obviously, I wanted her out this round, but I've also prepared for the fact that it's probably a final 2, which means there's another chance to get her out. So I am confident with the way I played the game. I think had I stolen her idol, I think that might not have been the best path. If I go out here, then maybe that was the best path. I don't know. So, I mean, there's a million things I should have, could have, or would have done, but you know what? I've played as hard as I can. I've made some good friends. I've lied. I've created alliances. I've done whatever it is. I've played Survivor. That's all you can ask for. So now it's time for the end game. It's time to run this through and hopefully actually win the game and not screw up this ending.
So it is 12 minutes to travel. And so 10 minutes ago, the plan was,
I mean, I don't care. I just want to be
3 votes on Ella, 1 vote on Riley, or 1 vote on you. And then Ella just had a conversation with me. And she, like, obviously pitched for me to vote for Riley.
Yeah.
She's running for Riley. So we have the decision to make.
I mean, I know we can vote Alice. I mean, I don't care if we just keep her, but at the same time, I am like,
She's
Like,
in the
easier to
end.
get at competitions.
In the end, like sitting at the end, we take Riley. However, we have a competition to win.
But I think it's a final two,
I think it is too.
and I don't really care about Riley being good to be in the end because like she's better at comps too. So if she wins, then like one of us gets screwed anyways. Because like, that's one
But
thing
if
that like the one thing that runs through my head. I wasn't thinking like I didn't really say much. I was like, Riley is better at comps than Ella, so I was just like,
But they could both win.
they could.
Ella's scary. She just had a conversation with me and might flip. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true. I'm kind of down.
you think so?
I think so.
What happens when she wins that fucking competition?
Ella,
No, I'm gonna win the conversation. But like, what if?
I'm winning that shit. I think Riley has a better chance of winning a competition than Ella. But I don't know. Do we just keep
With
the same?
Ella's luck, with her underdog story,
Yeah,
it's fucking scary. And if I lose to Ella, I'm pissed.
that's true.
Actually, if I lose to Riley, I'm also pissed. Stay tuned.
Come on in! Welcoming in our final four. Riley, Kayla, Ella, and Josh. Now welcoming in our jury. Jeremy, John, Nick, Chloe, and Jillian was out the last tribal council. Well, final four, you made it very, very deep in the game. Only a couple votes left, maybe the last one. Kayla, obviously you received votes at the past couple tribal councils. How does it feel knowing you're safe tonight?
Oh, it's amazing. It was the best feeling winning that challenge because I could just tell the energy in the room. If I did not win that challenge, I think I would have been scrambling all day long today.
Josh, obviously there's only 3 people that can be voted out at this tribal council. How much scrambling happened today?
I think everyone. I don't know. I mean, like to an extent, maybe a little bit. I think it's stressful knowing that there's 3 people that can vote out, right? Because it's like obviously everyone here, there's 4 people that can talk, and so like knowing that like if Ella and Riley are talking, like obviously they're probably saying my name. Like if you know what I mean in that sense. So it's like it's scary knowing that no matter what your name, like you can't hide at this point. Your name is gonna get thrown out, and you just have to deal with that.
Ella, how do you feel? Do you feel confident in your plan tonight?
No, are you kidding me? I'm horrified right now. Oh, sorry. But I mean, I feel very used to kind of being on the brink and almost being voted out. So, but I mean, I'm definitely the most scared today.
What do you think the chances of you staying tonight?
I don't know. I just don't want to be wrong. Like either way.
Riley, I'm assuming you feel similarly.
Fuck yeah.
How do you make sure that you are standing there tomorrow?
You can't. There's nowhere to hide. Everyone's talking to everyone. You know everybody's talking to everyone. And you know everyone's name is said besides her. At this point, her name was probably said because everyone's scared shitless. But you honestly can't. It's a lot of trust at this point.
And with that, it's time to vote. John.
A little too cocky, man. And he was right. This is gonna be the last tribal council. Whatever.
You belong on the jury with all your other bookies.
I'll go tally the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final, and the person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Riley. Second vote, Ella. That's 1 vote Riley, 1 vote Ella, 2 votes left. Riley. That's 2 votes Riley, 1 vote Ella. And the 13th person voted out, and the 6th member of jury, Riley. Please grab me your torch. Riley, unfortunately, Riley's spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, that was another blindside. The season just keeps repeating. And congratulations to you, Josh, Ella, and Kayla for making the final 3. However, this is not the end of the road. For the first time in Cal Poly Survivor history, we are having a final 2. So, grab your things and I'll see you at the Immunity Challenge.
Okay, so first of all, Josh, you just fucking screwed yourself. I'm surprised. This is like, they got me pretty good. Kayla, you can never fucking predict what Kayla's gonna do because she's Kayla. What else? I sold my TV Girl tickets for this. No. I'm missing TV Girl sit on the jury.
I think you're getting a little too cocky, man. And he was right. This is gonna be the last drop account. When I was drop account, that was fucking nasty. I was talking to Josh, and man, I am so glad that I have a man on the inside. Because basically he told me a bunch of stuff, just like how, you know, Riley started telling them about how, you know, I was saying that it's good that, you know, Kayla's in because I don't think she's gonna get a lot of votes, but she stopped herself. And if Josh knows that, then Kayla also did, you know, because we have to, like, listen to every single word that each other is saying and stuff. And so I'm going to use that and then bring it up to her and be like, this is why, you know, I'm going to take you. I'm not going to say that I knew about that, but I think that if I use that. And also, I remembered from the Connor vote, her and Chloe flipped last minute because they felt like Connor was being controlling, and so I'm really going to play on that and kind of mention how, like, it seems like how Riley's kind of controlling all of this, and, you know, and just all this stuff, and how she feels like she's in the position of power and everything. And also I was talking to Josh, and he's also going to bring that up as well, except with a different instance, like with like the Chloe vote or whatever, like apparently how she was, like, how everybody felt that she was just kind of, you know, saying this is the path that we're all going to do and everything. And so I'm going to use that for my argument. And also we made it so Josh was meeting with Kayla right before we're meeting, and then I'm going to meet her at, like, you know, kind of like where the tribal area is, like right before, like at like 5:40. And we're doing that to basically make sure that she doesn't go reaching out to Riley or anything. But we're still going to try to, like, make it seem like we're not really communicating like with each other that much. Like, we're gonna say, like, yeah, no, we talked and stuff, but we're gonna make it seem like it's not on purpose. And, you know, we kind of are also planning on, after that, just kind of like boxing her out from Riley, making sure they don't get a one-on-one, you know, like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom if they have to go to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is like our last ditch effort, and hopefully it's gonna work out.
When you sat there and said I could use some 7-Up, I almost lost my shit.
Dude, I was bored of it. I was like, I need to be entertained. Like, I've never been less stressed for a tribal. I knew exactly the outcome the whole
yesterday
time.
I was shitting my pants. Today,
I know. I was like, why are you so paranoid?
All day today, I was like, we're good. And when every single person, I knew he was gonna say, "How confident are you?" I knew everybody was gonna say, "Yep, I'm confident."
I wanted to.
I know the way it's going, and I said, "Bitch, you don't know where it's going tonight. I know where it's going tonight." Josh is going, knows where it's going tonight.
And then Riley has him 5 minutes to go.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised that she said 100%.
I know.
I was like, oh wow, girl, like.
Ella just being there like, I hope I don't go home.
Hey girl, I got you.
That shit was so funny.
Hey, I've never written Ella's name down.
That's true.
A lot of damn people have. No, but they're all out of the game.
None of us have, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That was all before merge.
That's so funny.
That's
and
crazy.
Everybody that went home that knew they were going home, which is right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn. You, me, Riley. You want me, you, and Riley?
Wait, in the final 3?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want Ella, but
no, it doesn't matter.
I think it's
but
easier for us. And then
I think Riley's better to have to go with us.
I think the only way that we try and get Ella or whatnot, and I agree. I think either way it's easier or it's better for us. But the only way we do that is if she, for whatever reason, wins immunity.
If Ella
then
wins, we
have
gotta
to try
and
do something. But that's if she wins.
No,
but
I agree. I think
But in that case, we're voting together, obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We made it.
Right.
But I think Riley's with us.
I hope so.
I'm gonna text her tonight and be like, "Thanks for trusting me, girl."
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh.
My excuse for not wearing my buff was that it was dirty, so it's all washed. Do the other survivors have a buff this fucking clean? I don't think so. I also washed on accident, but it's okay. Still. Same sentiment.
Well, it's only down to 3. Kayla, immunity is back up for grabs, so I'm gonna have to take that from you. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs, possibly the most important one of the season. You are safe, you decide who sits next to you, going against the jury. Couldn't be playing for bigger stakes. For today's challenge, you will be balancing a tennis ball on top of a ping pong racket on a stick. Progressively, you will go down the stick, and as time goes on, you will go farther and farther down. If you drop, you are out, and the last person left standing will win this and guarantee themselves in the final 2. Should we get started? Everybody place the ball. Oh, and Ella drops. Ella and Josh. Oh, and Kayla drops. Josh wins final immunity.
Oh my God.
Guaranteed spot in the final 2. Leaving Kayla and Ella the only people to be voted out.
Thank you.
This last tribal council. And the most pivotal challenge of the season, Josh comes on top. And you are guaranteed a spot in the final tribal council. Will get a chance to plead your case to the jury, and you decide who goes home tonight. Grab your things. Welcoming in our final 3, Kayla, Ella, and Josh. Josh, having immunity, decides what happens tonight. Welcome in the jury. Jeremy, John, Nick, Chloe, Jillian, and Riley just voted out the last tribal council. Well, in a Cal Poly Survivor first, it is the final 2, and Josh, you won immunity. That can't mean anything bigger in terms of the game.
I'm excited to have this. I mean, the part of making the decision and having to end the game for one of these people, that part, it's not fun, but it's part of the game. It's part of being here. I wanted to win this, so this is what it is.
Kayla, if this is your last plea, what do you say to Josh?
Good game. No, I respect you. I hope you did what's best for you, and either way it goes, I'm happy for you. Congrats for winning this big win.
Ella, what about you?
I'm also very proud of you. I'm pretty scared right now. My head's really fuzzy, but you know, just do what makes you happy, man.
Josh, you're up. Go vote.
No, I'm confident my game to play.
Talk it out, Joe.
This is the plan from the get-go. I'm sorry.
I'll go tally the votes. Vote. The one vote in here decides what happens tonight. That person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read Josh's vote. And the 14th person voted out, and the 7th member of our jury, Kayla. Kayla, unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Good luck. I'm sorry, Kayla.
And with that, congratulations, Josh and Ella. You get to plead your case to the jury, and one of you will win.
Oh my god.
Cal Poly Survivor Season 4 Captain's Campaign. One original Wazna, one original Cayucos. What a poetic end.
You gotta make it interesting.
Oh god.
It sucks. It does. I would not have done the same thing. I've been working with him since day one of this game. However, I respect him. He played a good game, and he did what's best for him, and that's all that I can say. And especially knowing that I would not have done that. It burns. I've thought of it for a long time. If they were the last two, I could think either of them could take it.
Greatest lens of all time. I'm sorry, I would have voted you out last time. It had to be done this time. I came to win. I'm sorry.
Attorney Roundtable! I'm Dr. Benji from Season 2.
I'm Timon. I was technically the host for like 2 episodes. I played in Season 3.
Let's get right into it. So we have Ella and Josh at the final 2. You guys probably have a lot of opinions, so we should just get straight into it. We're going to start with some of the strong points of the final 2. So John, what do you think is a strong point of Ella's game?
Ella, like outwit, outplay, outlast. Ella's made all 16 tribals. Her name's been on the block for a lot of those tribals, but I also think she kind of was never really like too much of a threat to win. So she did survive really far, but it's also one of those situations of like, you make it really far, but it's not necessarily because people think you're gonna win.
I have had a ride or die with Josh since day one. We have made every single decision together. Whether you thought he was in stuff or not, he knew every single decision that we made. He knew that I had an idol. He knew that I was working out. He knew every single in and cranny of this game. We played both sides. When I was working with Wazna, he knew everything from me. Okay. And when he was working with you, I knew everything from him. That's how I knew Nick was coming after me. That's how I knew you were coming after me. That's how I knew he's right out there.
He was also
and
coming
he's
after
the same. He said that too.
So who did you? So he told you that
Josh,
we were going after you. Like,
Josh comes over my house an hour before tribal council every
time.
council.
See, he's. I mean, he's good with that. He's made us all feel like he's number one. But but during the game, I thought all he did was make people feel. He's just like timid. Exactly.
Who's your number
Oh,
one?
okay.
After my other one's got one of that Josh.
Jillian, but I didn't know if I could trust him.
But that's like a lot of people who thought Josh.
And didn't you?
There's the
All of you guys.
Probably him too.
I thought Josh. I didn't think.
I trust him.
Right. I thought Josh wanted to use me as a
trust
number,
him,
but I didn't
though.
think
Okay,
he would vote me out.
Nobody
Nobody thought Josh would.
What was yours?
I knew the day he got it. I knew he had an idol the day he got it. He knew I had an idol from that day.
I think what everyone's realizing is Josh was literally at the center of everything.
always.
How did he not get
And he
caught?
did-
That's crazy though.
And did he get something?
Let's go back to Ella, right? So we talked about Ella's strong points and how she's been on like every single tribal, right? She's been technically on the block or like gotten votes at some tribal councils, but she has definitely made it throughout the entire game. What about, let's go to some of the weak points that Ella's game has. Why don't we talk about
She
that?
voted wrong.
Like every time.
She was on bottom of a lot of votes.
She kind of just gave up.
She wanted to.
Yeah.
She wanted to get voted out so many times. She said.
She wanted
I
to
think,
quit.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not gonna go.
I think the moment she said she wanted to quit was when everyone realized she was going to make it to the end.
Yeah, near the end.
And everyone here was wanting to take her to the end at some point
Yeah.
because they knew that they could beat her.
But I guess you could say that is some sort of strategy. Like, you're gonna get to the end because everyone wants to take you.
And honestly, like she went through so many tribal councils.
This is
where
not
she
a
was
little
like,
too hard.
Josh just took her.
Well, yeah, but she don't have to win. I mean, when they were the moment she got out, when he said whoever wins this wins the whole thing.
Why did you think it was a toss-up between Josh and Ella? Like, what do you feel like? When they interviewed you, you said you could see either one winning.
Because what did Josh do?
I would not
still
do
get to
it.
the
Yeah,
end, you can go.
Ella did that too.
Kayla, if you were that comfortable, why would
If
you?
everybody thought they were your number one, I would never fuck that up.
ripped your idol.
He could have. That's why.
I do, actually.
He's my ride or die. I knew everything about all of his votes.
That explains why he didn't do it.
But you would have, would you have ever
Because
voted for
Kayla, I knew
But
about
here's-
your idol and the knowledge is power, and the vote that we sent Chloe home, I was pushing hard
I know.
for Josh to take your idol and send you home.
I know he did because he was my ride or die.
I just cannot, like, literally, basically, all of us sitting here felt like we were his number one ally at one point, and
I
he,
did.
the other people here, and you guys felt very close, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody besides you, pretty much. Like, and
That's crazy.
he got away with that. I just feel like that's insane.
Like,
Okay,
and
what's
because we all come up and it's like, who do you feel closest to? We're like, Josh. And we all look like idiots.
we
all look like fucking idiots.
Do any of you at any time were you ever thinking of taking a shot at Josh?
Yes.
Why didn't you?
I was going to the next vote. I thought just take her out, and then Josh out, and then you out.
And that's the reason you went home.
Yeah, exactly.
Chloe.
I didn't think anybody would vote with me because everybody felt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how about this? How many at what point in this game think Josh was their closest ally?
I don't know. I don't think it was mutual, but he was mine.
Yeah, but at some point you considered him to be your closest ally. So would you honestly credit that? Or do you think, wow, that's really bad jury management at the end of the day?
No, that's good.
He was such a nice guy. He's just a genuinely good person.
Josh didn't have to play the first half of the game. Ella went to every single tribal pre-merge. Is there any merit to that?
I feel like we told Ella where to vote every time.
I think OG Fosnut, from what I've been told, there was no big blind sides. However, Alec, Connor, and Chloe were all what I thought were big moves
For her.
for the relationship between the three of us.
Literally the only regret I have in the game is for voting out Connor.
Me too.
My only regret.
Me too.
Don, I feel like you have the best experience because you were with Ella 100% of the game.
She did whatever I told her to do. Period. No ifs, ands, or no, she did whatever I told her.
Who beats who in which of those three categories? Let's go with social, like Josh or Ella? Josh. Okay, what about strategic?
Josh.
What about the physical aspect?
Well, I don't know. I think I don't know. Ella was she was pretty good in challenges. Josh the one that Josh won.
I feel like it's the same.
But Ella wasn't gonna put in. But Josh actually went out.
If it's simply the
Like,
challenge,
Ella
I
was
can
not
see it
gonna do
one way.
that. You also. Yeah, that is physical. Like, who had the effort to actually go up? Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll ask you this. Let's say, regardless, right? Let's say if Josh wins this season, are you guys proud to say Josh is your winner?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about if Ella wins?
No.
Are you proud to say
No.
I can't like in good conscience vote for someone to win when they said multiple times they wanted to quit. And then the only reason why they didn't get voted out of the game was because everyone wanted her around so much as a goat that they didn't want. Like if it was anybody else, people probably would have been like more than fine to vote someone out. But literally everyone just wanted to keep her as a goat.
Isn't that a strategy though? Like she was no one.
It is a strategy, but like, but is it also a strategy to like not know any information and like not try any votes?
There's other people.
What situation would Ella have to prove to you guys on Thursday in order to possibly gain your guys' votes or like stand or like be more at the center of attention in this game rather than Josh, what you guys are talking about right now?
I'll speak on that. I think she needs to sell to me that her gameplay was playing under the radar. Her gameplay was being a goat. And that it was all intentional.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
And she didn't scramble hardcore. If we really thought she was gonna blow up the game, she would have been out a long time.
No. We kept her in because we knew she wasn't going to cause any chaos.
So she's self-aware about that.
So if she's self-aware about that, if that was her
accepts that.
strategy, then that's a pretty good strategy.
So let me ask this right now. How many of you guys are like pretty decided at this point, like who you're gonna vote for? Or is it completely up in the air? Or who's decided right now? So Jill and Kayla, what do you guys like? Why are you guys like?
I think I would vote for Josh just because I know his entire game in and out. However, that conversation with Ella 20 minutes ago was impressive. She flipped the vote almost instantly. And if she didn't do that, she said, you were coming after me, which I figured if I didn't win the Final Four, I would have been at this game. Fair enough. She said,
just because I was thinking if I was on jury, I'd vote for you. Like I was in my confessional, I was like, I'll vote.
She said she would take me to the end. And I thought you would take Josh, so that was my chances. I don't know, I thought she would take Josh. She said, you're not good for my game, and she is. It was pretty much your pitch.
I underestimated how close you and Josh were. So I figured I don't want to get Josh out if he's gonna take me. But I just underestimated how close
I thought
you
Josh
were.
was gonna tell me, he told me he was gonna take me
Riley over you.
Well, clearly he took it.
Yeah, because I'm less prepared to win. Because,
No, I knew eventually that Josh was going to take you over me.
Who was the plan though when you guys walked into her vote? Who was the plan? Because you said
An hour ago, Ella was going home.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
110%. It was we
So
kind of
what
talked about
convinced
it
you then?
as an
Like,
easy
just
vote.
to-
Ella saying she would take him. I wasn't gonna tell it to Josh, but I thought he would have taken Josh. So
I mean, wait, can I say something?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make a flashy move, but he voted every single one of us out.
not you.
He
You voted-
didn't.
you voted
He
for
didn't
me.
want. Yes, he did vote for you, but he knew I was going home. That was like he was in on that.
And that's jury management by.
And yeah,
Yes.
so he had a hand, a pretty direct hand. How is that not moves?
No,
Between
no,
the,
I
between,
literally,
I went
I
out.
told him what to do.
What matters the most.
Alright, by show of hands, who thinks they could have beat Ella in the final job games?
If I would have known this, I thought all you bookies were gonna be. I thought there was an underdog. I really thought I was like, I could see this happening. Cayucas winning every single one, and then original Wasna was on scraping the bottom every
I think
time.
if it was one of us,
That was
it
my
would
worst
have
nightmare.
So let's actually address that. So Kayla and Riley, you guys both made it very apparent that you guys were kind of worried about Ella in some sense that the original Boston people, like she was really close to them. So do you think in that sense, like maybe she was considered somewhat of a threat at some point then?
For me, that was a show. I knew I was taking Josh. If I had the option, I was taking Josh weeks ago.
See, I knew that I really couldn't vote out Josh this past vote because he would be the only one to take me. He would be the only one. So, and yeah.
It's interesting, yeah. Kayla, I just want to ask you again. So a lot of people were kind of surprised. Like I kind of heard whispers of like, wow, you would take Josh to the end. Is that in terms of just loyalty's sake that like he was my number one from the beginning, or is that in terms of I think I could beat Josh at the end?
It was loyalty. You've seen so many seasons of Survivor or Big Brother where it's do you pick an easy winner or do you pick your morals and who you're loyal to? All of you guys are going to call me a big fat liar because I lied to every single one of you because I was working with Josh. If I was in his position, I would have taken him. I think I had a shot at beating him either way. However, he came to my birthday party. Like, we're friends, you know what I mean? So, him voting me out, it is like, it's a lot to take in. It's almost personal, but I know it's not. I know he did it with understanding.
So I want to ask, right? So Josh, like you guys are saying that, oh, Josh obviously voted out Kayla. So would you have respected Josh more for taking Kayla to the end and honoring that?
No.
I would have voted for Caleb.
I would've
Because it would have
voted
been
for
so
Caleb.
split. If Josh had taken Kayla, I would be like, damn, Kayla's playing the game so good,
Yeah.
she convinced him.
This was
Literally,
Josh's
that's what I
only
was
moment
doing.
to like,
Yeah.
speak
I
out.
get why. No, I get why you
When
think
I
that.
had 5
now.
minutes to talk to him, I didn't even try to convince him because I thought we were good because if I was in his position, I was taking me.
Because he would have won.
This is the only chance that Josh had to do something on his own and he did it.
That was his biggest move.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Come on in. Welcoming in the pre-jury, Derek, Sophie, Alec, Connor, and Chloe. Now welcoming in our jury, Jeremy, John, Nick, Chloe, Jillian, Riley, and Kayla voted out at the last tribal council. And now welcoming in our final 2 members, Josh and Ella. Well, welcome everybody. We have an audience here tonight, and we have our jury and our final 2. Here's a pivotal moment in the game where the power now shifts from our tribe back to our jury, who are voted out members. And tonight is you want to see your name on the parchment. What's going to happen is the final 2 will give their spiel with an opening speech around 5 minutes, and then the juries, one at a time, will go up and talk to the jurors, either asking them a question, asking an individual question, or just addressing the final 2. And then we'll close out with a speech from both of the final tribe members, and then the jury will vote for a winner of Cal Poly Season 4 Captain's Campaign. Should we get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, you're up first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ella?
I think Joe shouldn't want to go first.
Oh,
yes.
I can go first if you want. Go for it.
Okay, whatever. Ella, you're up first.
Okay, I want to start by saying I kind of black out when I get nervous, so I have no cards. Not because I'm not prepared, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, anyways, my name is Ella, and I wanted to start off by saying I had so much fun playing with all of you. You guys made this experience so special for me. I feel like I made some really great friendships, and I believe that they will also continue even after my confessionals air. Every one of you played a great game, and honestly, you guys are only sitting on the jury right now because you were all seen as a threat at some point or another. And I know for a lot of people here, like me standing up here is a big surprise. I've been told time and time again in this game that I should be gone by now. And yet I'm still here, and I'm here for good reason. This season, people have called me dumb, Derek, stupid and delusional for what they thought my game was. When in actuality, I knew exactly what I was doing. Since day one, I've been observing and analyzing all 15 of my fellow survivor mates. From the start, my original tribe, Wazna, always lost, and I quickly knew that I had to make good connections fast in order to survive. The trust had to be gradually built and then tested, and the key was loyalty. Who I stayed loyal to wasn't determined by conversations or vibes that I got from people, but logic and an understanding of how to establish mutual trust. The first day, I formed an alliance with John, Chloe, and Josh, and I stuck with them, because each vote they showed their trust in me because I put a little trust in them as well. With the information I gathered from my alliances, I was able to test my other tribe mates' honesty to see if I could trust them. For example, with Derek, I asked about his communication with Chloe, Josh, and John, knowing that they had a fake alliance and talked extensively. So when he said he hadn't really, I determined that he had no plans to work with me, which is exactly why I targeted him in the next vote. This move also showed the strength of my alliance when right after Sophie wrote down my name in the Derek vote, John turned to me and said, "She's gone." It was demonstrated to me that the smartest thing was to stick to playing a loyal game, so I did. John and I went from 2 original Wazna against 4 original Cayucos, and both he and I came out of it with 1 remaining Cayucos, who was Kayla, obviously. Throughout all of this, I had been gathering information through observations and what others had shared, such as strengths, weaknesses, and relationships between the remaining people. The start of the merge was a clusterfuck. I lost all of my alliances, I knew only 1 Cayucos, and was blindsided multiple times. I trusted people I shouldn't have for a couple votes, and I adjusted my game because of that. I then formed an alliance with Josh because it seemed to me that he was at the bottom, which apparently wasn't, but I didn't know at the time. I knew that he wanted an extra vote, and I used evidence of my loyalty to Jeremy, Chloe, and John to make him think that I was of use to him. This alliance blocked me from the spotlight, and I argued that I wasn't good at challenges and that I posed no threat to anybody. I saw what got my allies out, and I made sure to fall under the radar. When I was the last Wazna remaining, I started repeating, "I just want to make it past this vote," so that my competitors thought that they could easily manipulate me to keep me around. I watched the chaos happen and laid low as Cayucos destroyed their own tribe just as they did to mine. Another example of how being observant benefited my game was in the second to last vote. After the challenge, it was clear to me in my conversation with Riley that she was lying to me, and it turns out I was right. I plotted with Josh to get Kayla on our side. I told him to meet with Kayla right before I met with her, before that tribal. And I did this so that she wouldn't go to Riley, and I knew based on past votes that Kayla likes to make big plays last minute. I also remembered that pre-merge, her and Chloe voted out Connor last second because he was being too controlling and he was telling them what to do. With that, I told Josh to mention an instance where Riley was being controlling to validate my own example, because clearly Kayla didn't trust me. I argued that I was more reliable and would take her to the final 2 if I won the next possible challenge. I also started the conversation by saying that I knew that she and Riley were trying to blindside me, and she admitted that that was true. And in a 5-minute conversation, right before tribal, I was able to convince Kayla to abandon her ally by touching on her motivations, her fears in the game, and her style of playing. And this saved me, and the trust that I put in Josh resulted in him bringing me to the final 2. I am the first person in Cal Poly Survivor history that has gone and voted in every single tribal. And this shit is fucking hard, I'm just gonna say that. Since day 1, I've been on the bottom. And I remember Josh saying that his game had started the first merge vote, when I had already been to 7 tribals. Keep in mind, I had received a vote every time except for the last tribal before the merge. I was never safe. I have survived my team losing every challenge, only having immunity once, each person I trusted being voted out, in blindside after blindside. I am a survivor. Thank you for listening.
Josh, you're up.
All right, first of all, I just want to say thank you to all the players, all of production. I had such an amazing time playing this game. I just absolutely loved this game. I had such a fun time.
Anyways, jury, I'm extremely confident in the game that I played, and I'm proud of the game that I played. I know that I burned a lot of you guys on the jury right now, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are upset at me. But what I ask of you is to listen to what I have to say with open ears and be willing to make a decision based on what I am able to tell you about my game, the reasons behind all the decisions that I made in this game. Every single decision that I made in this game had a reason behind it. There was intent behind every single thing that I did in order to get myself here right now in these final 2 seats. Ultimately, I had 2 goals coming into this game. One was to win, and number 2 was to make friends. I created this club my freshman year with Jeremy to get a community of other Survivor nerds like myself that I could become friends with. And that's what I did when I played this game. I created meaningful and genuine bonds with a lot of you guys on this jury right now, and other players as well. All of those friendships were 100% real to me, but I had to have a friend Josh and a game Josh. Every decision that I made in this game was based on strategic decisions. I had to cut the emotion out of it for me to play this game. I cut a line in the sand the first day I played this game and said that every decision I make was going to be what benefited me most in this game moving forward and allowed me to get to these final 2 seats, which is why I had to do some things to you guys, and it hurt. I hated voting some of you guys out, and I felt like a dick, but it was what I felt like I had to do. Sorry. Ultimately, the reason behind a lot of that was that luck is a huge factor in the game of Survivor. Ultimately, in Survivor, you can get screwed over by an idle play. You can get screwed over by people flipping on a vote. You can get screwed over by the wrong person winning individual immunity. My entire game was based on making sure that no matter what happened at any point in this game, I never had a chance to go home, and that I always had multiple pathways moving forward so that I would be sitting in the end of this game. I was always adaptable, and I always had a pathway to where I knew that I would be in this seat, and there was no luck that I left this game up to me getting here. I did whatever I had to do to be in this spot. So how did I do that? I did that in a couple ways. First of all, keeping the target off of my back. I think it's no question that my social game is what got me here. I ultimately had strong bonds and some of the deepest relationships with people in this game, on this jury, and that's what allowed me to have a lot of information in this game. I felt like I was the epicenter of a whole bunch of information, and I knew information before other people did, and I had to give tad bits out to different people to get them to trust me, but keep a lot of it to myself. I used that information to make the right moves week in and week out, and ultimately was able to use that to keep the target off of my back. As well, I intentionally created mistrust between a lot of the players on this jury and in the game so that they went after each other and not me. And additionally, I purposely created a fake perception of what was going on in the game throughout the game, especially to OG Plazma. Like you said, going into the merge, it was a clusterfuck. No one had any idea what was going on, and that was exactly what I wanted. I ultimately purposely pinned myself with Nick to make it look like we were a duo, even though Nick was not the person I trusted the most by far. I trusted Kayla and Jillian the most, followed by Riley. And ultimately, the reason for that is I needed to make sure that no one knew that I was tight with Kayla and Riley, and people knew I was somewhat tight with Jillian. And that was some of my gameplay going into the merge, so that no one knew where I actually stood and that I was necessarily on the bottom or where I was. And I used that going forward. Ultimately, I was able to keep the target off my back as I ended this game with 0 votes against me. Even in the final 4, when 3 people were available to be voted, I somehow was able to manage to get to the end of this game without getting a single vote on me. And I truly believe that even if I lost any of those immunity challenges, or had I not used my idol, I still would not have had votes. And if not, I could be wrong on that, but that's how I feel. Additionally, when it comes to the actual part of making decisions in this game, I was involved in every single decision that was made on every single vote. I knew where every single vote was going to lie every single week, and that was intentional. Every single vote that happened was something that would benefit me solely. A couple of good examples. At Final 8, when John was voted out, ultimately I knew that he was coming after me. Kayla called me right as soon as she talked to John, let me know everything was happening, and I flipped the vote right back onto John. With Kayla's help, even though that was not the best gameplay for Kayla. Everyone wanted Kayla out after that move. The next week, Nick went to Jillian saying that we should drop seeds of doubt, telling people that I'm a big threat to everyone. I got Nick out and had to get Jillian on board for getting Nick out, even though they wanted Kayla out that week. There was all of the moves that I had to do was taking out people ahead of time that benefited me and making my allies feel like it benefited them, even though it hindered their games. At Final 6, which is one of the biggest votes that I think people are going to be confused about my gameplay, I had a decision to make. It was either go with Chloe and Jillian and try and create mistrust between them and ride that forward, or it was go with Kayla, make sure she played her idol to take out Jillian, and use her as a shield to get myself to the end. And that's what I ended up going with. I felt if I used the knowledge is power, which is an advantage I had in the game, and I'll talk a little bit about later, I would have made myself too much of a threat, and I wouldn't have been able to get to the end. I would have had to rely on immunity wins. And then all the way in the final four, I could have very easily been sitting next to Riley right now, and that is potentially what I was going to do until based on that last day. I had a final 2 and final 4 with everyone there. I mean, I had a final 2 with most of you guys. But ultimately, in that final 4 situation, what I realized is I didn't want to give Kayla the opportunity to betray me. I didn't know if she would or wouldn't. I knew next to Riley, she would be tempted because she kept talking about how she could beat Riley no matter what. And I felt like if it was next to me and Ella, she would have, if she won, I think she would have for sure taken me next to Ella. And so I felt like even if I lost that immunity challenge in the final 3, I was guaranteed a spot, which is why I talked to Ella and formulated a plan for her to go to talk to Kayla last minute. And then therefore was talking to Kayla and pretended like I had no idea about what was happening. At the end of the day, guys, I played my heart out in this game. I did as much as I possibly could, and I hope you guys see the passion that I put into this. I know I did you guys wrong, and I hope you see that all the friendships I have are genuine, and I want to be friends with all of you guys after this game. But I had to do what I had to do in this game to get here and make sure I didn't leave it up to luck. At the end of the day, I survived this game with 0 votes cast against me. I was in on every single decision that was made in this game. I won 2 individual immunities. I found an idol. I found a knowledge is power. I created a fake advantage. I lied. I played survivor. I outwitted. I outlasted. And I outplayed. And I hope you guys can respect that and understand that. And if you're on the fence, ask me a question that might give you a better decision. If you don't respect my gameplay, I understand that. But thank you guys all, and I love all of you guys.
The jury questioning. Jeremy, you're up first. Would you stand up and address the 2 pathways?
Hey, Ella and Josh. I just want to say congratulations, first of all. We all want to be there, and we're not, so I'm sure all of us are a little envious. My first question for you guys is, I feel like the jury kind of perceives you, Ella, as not doing as much and being on the bottom, and you, Josh, as kind of getting put into a lucky position and not changing things. So my question for you guys is, what's a time where you were put into like a bad position and you did something very specific to get out of it, which could be like talking to someone specific or making a certain move or whatever?
I can go first on that one. Okay, so I would like to use the example of the last vote. I completely disagree with what Josh said. I was the one that said that he should talk to Kayla right before I talked to him. Whether he was going to do that or not, I made it so that it was like back to back right behind. And I told Josh a bunch of information, like for example, the motivations behind voting out Connor and everything. And then I was telling him what example, whether he used the examples or not, I was telling him what examples he should use to sway Kayla, and I used that as well. And I feel like in that moment, like I feel like I've been on the bottom for pretty much the entire game, and I've been scrapping my way, and I have been doing a lot, and I've been and I've stayed loyal to the people that I said I would, and I've also I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I just feel like I really saved that last moment for me because, you know, it was a couple minutes before tribal, and it really just saved my game, and it kept me in it and made me go to the final 3. And so that's my example.
Josh.
First things first, I just want to address that I didn't even have to try and go to Kayla and try and convince her to vote for Riley. The reason I made that plan with you is because I figured that if she wasn't down, I was just going to go with it, but if she was down, I was just going to hype her up on it, so I didn't even say anything to her. We met up before every single tribal this entire season, so I was just telling you that we were going to meet up.
Oh, so I did myself then, okay.
Jeremy, I think that's a good question. I understand why everyone perceives me as not having changed things up. I felt like I was in a position most of this game where coming into the merge, I wanted to make it fun. I didn't want it to be Cayucos versus Wazna, even though I felt like I had a lot of the good bonds on Cayucos. But ultimately, at the final 8 vote, where John did go home, I was trying to change stuff up. I was going to go after Riley. I talked to Nick for a long time. The reason being is I wanted to play both sides. I wanted to have everyone on Wazna align with me. I wanted to have everyone on Cayucos align with me. And I wanted to make it a vote where I felt like I could make it smaller lines and then move forward. Except then you went and talked to Kayla, wanted me out next week, and I had to turn that back on you. So that's an example of a time that I did want to change it up. But past that vote, I had to change it back to John, because at the end of the day, that wouldn't have benefited my game to take Riley out there. I was only doing that to, 1, honestly make the game more interesting, and 2, because I wanted to be in a position where I felt like I was directly in the middle. But ultimately, I didn't even need to do that. So I'd say that was an example, and then, yeah.
Perfect.
Everyone's gonna say congratulations, and really congratulations, because you guys played very different games. And I mean, it may be hard to believe, but I'm pretty sure all of our votes are not decided. It really relied on what you guys have said so far and what you continue to say. And originally my question, it's to Ella. Originally it was to ask if you playing low key was a strategy from the beginning, or if you genuinely did want to quit a couple times. But so now I guess my question is, were you at all tempted, or why didn't you think about betraying your Wasna alliances when you realized going into merge that your numbers were so low?
I mean, honestly, and this is also kind of why, like with the vote where I kind of was trying to turn on you and everything, like I didn't want to be somebody else's bitch. Like basically us, like Quasna, we didn't want to feel like you guys were in control, and so we were trying to figure out a different plan and scrap together. And so before that as well, I feel like I was playing a very like bold game. I was making moves, I was talking to a bunch of people, but it was after I started seeing how my allies went out. For example, you know, Chloe was really good at, you know, like obviously fucking fantastic at challenges. John was talking to a bunch of people. Everybody just liked Jeremy. And so I realized that for myself, I had to be under the radar so then you guys wouldn't come after me. I needed you guys to not think of me as a threat. And I feel like that's why I'm sitting here today. It's because he felt like he could trust me. I just wanted to be that like person, like that extra vote. And that might seem as playing it safe, but I just need, like that was the only thing that I felt would guarantee my spot here. And so that's why I was playing like a more like low-key game. Oh, one more thing. And I also knew that like just kind of my conversations with you guys, you know, it seemed, and you guys did have like a lot of power in your position. And so I also wanted to feed into that so you guys would keep me there as well. Because, you know, if I'm just kind of spewing a bunch of stuff to you and I'm going against you guys are gonna take me out. So I needed to, you know, not be a threat and to just make you guys feel like I was just super like reliable and like I wasn't a threat until then. So yeah.
Perfect. John. As you all know, I like to talk a lot, but tonight I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. Josh, I have one question for you, and that is, why should I vote for you tonight when you've only been to 7 out of 14 tribal councils?
John, that's a great question, and I knew coming into this game that I was bringing someone with me that had been to every tribal in the game. Even though I was in half the tribals, and I do think it did give me an advantage going to merge, that I had that advantage. The entire first half of the game, I did not play the game. I built relationships that entire first half of the game, and that was everything that I did in that first half. I tried to come off as someone that was going to be loyal and that was not going to be willing to be cutthroat or backstab anyone, and instead was only there to be friends with people and have fun playing the game. Which I was there to be friends with people and have fun playing the game, but I didn't want anyone to know about how much I was willing to do. Beyond that, in the 7 of the 14 tribals that I did go to, I believe that I deserve your vote because I controlled every single vote in those 7 votes. No disrespect to Ella, but of those votes that she was with me, she didn't control any of those. I was in the driver's seat. I didn't get targeted, and that's what you're supposed to do in Survivor. You're supposed to not get voted for, and you're supposed to be the one making decisions. And had I gone to tribal earlier in the game, I believe just as much I would have been fine. I had a final 2 with Chloe. I had a final 2 with Alec. All those people were still close allies. Even some of the people on the jury still don't even know how close I was to Chloe. There was other people that I had that even if something did happen, if I did go to tribal, I strongly believe I would have been okay and I would have been fine. It did work out that way, that I did have that advantage going to merge. But at the end of the day, I was willing to be adaptable and to be flexible, and that's why I was creating multiple relationships with people, like Chloe as well. Like, in the game, I had multiple pathways at different times. I had relationships that would allow me that if something did happen and went wrong, I would have somewhere else to go and somewhere else to continue to make moves. And that's why a lot of you probably feel burned by me right now, which is because I always left my pathways open for this game.
Perfect. All right, congratulations, guys. You guys earned it. I have no disrespect towards you guys. You guys deserve the world and more, so I just want to say that. So, question to both of you guys. I want each of you to say something why the other person deserves to win the title of Soul Survivor.
I think Ella deserves to win because she was able to be at every single tribal council, and ultimately, like she said, she was a survivor. She was on the bottom of the game the entire time and somehow made it here. So
I would say that, you know, Josh was right. He did have a lot of control in the votes, and I felt like, you know, throughout the game he was in a good position, you know, and so I feel like that is also a good reason why he should win.
Perfect. Jillian, you're up next.
I have a little more than a question. Josh, you were this season's undercover villain. And you did it all with a smile on your face and little winks and waves to the jury. Yeah, I saw those. You played a damn good game. You did. And I congratulate you that. I'm proud of you. But you also made it really fucking personal. Really personal. Unnecessarily so. And so for me, what I need for you is to own your shit. If you were brutal, if you were cruel, if you were manipulative, own that. If I see you pander or people please, you lose my vote. Ella, my question is for you.
That's valid.
See, my question was, what was a move that you made? I feel like I've gotten that answer. I'm changing my question. John has talked a lot about your relationship, and he seems to think that he was in the driver's seat of your guys' entire relationship. Can you confirm or deny that for me?
I don't know why you would think that necessarily. I mean, I felt like I got a lot of information from John and everything, but at the same time, that also put him in a position where, you know, he would get voted out because he was talking to a lot of people. I disagree with that. I feel like at least before the merge, a lot of the votes, the Derek vote, the Sophie vote, I feel like I had a lot to do with those votes, and so I do disagree with that. He was talking a lot. That was a different game, but that also is why he's in the jury right now, and I'm not.
Thank you.
Perfect. Kayla.
Congratulations to both of you guys. You guys both played very different and incredible games. As a player in this game, Josh, I respect your game 100%. You made a move that you should be proud of. I'm proud of you for making that move. However, as a person, like Jillian said, you made it personal and you did not have to. Not only were you in my apartment talking about how at the end of the night it's going to be us two celebrating, popping champagne, I truly believe that, and I would, if I was in your position, I would have been loyal to you 110%. Not only that, you talked about being the Cody and Derek of our season. That is simply not true, because look at we are now. You went out of your way. You had that last 5 minutes to tell me that, Kayla, it's not going your way, and if you did that, you would have won my vote 100%. Since you did not, my vote is also up for grabs. You had the opportunity, and I have lost sleep, and I know I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't know where your line is, and my question actually changed. In this game, you talked about how you made friends, but you also played a manipulative game. Where was that line of, this is a friendship, and this is a game move? Because I honestly thought I had a friend for life, and I don't necessarily want to be friends with someone that would do that and act like that. So yeah, where's the line?
I think I came into this game knowing that the type of game that I was going to be playing was one that I was going to create close relationships. That is something that I want to do in this game. And genuinely, the reason I spent so much time hanging out with you is because not only, okay, sorry, let me try and put it properly. I understand why you feel like it was personal, and I completely understand why you're hurt. The friendship that we have is 100% real and genuine, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and I understand how it seems blurry between how that was manipulated and how that wasn't. I spent hours upon hours with all of you guys lying to you and bullshitting you and doing whatever I had to do to make you feel comfortable with me for whatever scenario, because I knew just as well that you would have done whatever it took to win this game, and that's how I felt. And so the talking about Derek and Cody, the popping champagne, I didn't know if you were 100% willing to take me to the end. I didn't, because you were a badass player in this game. You were my biggest threat in this game, and I felt that I had to continue playing that up to you, because otherwise you were going to do it to me, and I was going to be the one where you are right now and not here. And I was wrong about that. But I felt that because ultimately you put a lot of people here as well, working with me, and I thought I was going to be a casualty as well. And I want to do as much as I can to make sure that that didn't happen. I didn't purposely go out of my way just because I thought that was a fun thing to do. I did it because not only did I want to protect myself in the game in the case that you wanted to come after me, but ultimately that was the point of it. And also, on top of that, and this goes a little bit back to what Jillian said, I knew coming into today that a lot of you guys are going to be upset at me because of the way that I played this game and the way that I did that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I can be more hurt than any of you guys, because I know that I hurt you guys, and that makes me feel like a terrible human. And I'm not asking for your sympathy in any way. But I played this game with my absolute heart, and you enjoyed playing this game just as much as I do. You spent hours and hours and hours, and I felt like maybe that's why it felt like it was okay for me to spend hours as well with you and making sure that you felt comfortable and that I could make sure that you would take me to the end. And I understand why that line felt blurry and it felt like manipulative and whatnot. But had you won that final challenge last night, I would not have been mad. I would have been happy to sit next to you and try and plead my case against you. But at the end of the day, you didn't win that, and that's why I needed to cut you. And as a game player, you understand why I did that. But it was a constant battle for me, struggling between choosing the game from an emotional standpoint and a logical standpoint, and every single time I had to choose a logical standpoint, and that was the basis for most of my decisions. Another thing is, at Final 6, it was choosing between going with Chloe and Jillian or going with you. I knew that if I was voting Chloe out there, that Jillian was following. And if I didn't, and if by voting them out, I knew that I was keeping you in the game and that I was planning on getting you out later. That was the toughest vote because it was 20 minutes, and I honestly, that was the vote that I didn't know where my heart wanted to do. I was so confused in that vote. I was like, do I go with this and make this play and steal Pele's idol, or do I go and try and do that? And that's the vote where I ultimately decided that I needed to keep you in the game longer, and I had to take you guys out. And Jillian, that's why ultimately that day beforehand, where I was acting all upset, when I went and met with you, I couldn't even look you in the face because I felt like a terrible human. And I understand that, and I'm sorry, and like I said, I'm proud of the game I played, and I hope you guys can respect the game I played, but I understand how the lines feel blurry between personal and game. But for me, you are a friend for life, and if that's not anymore, I understand that. But I ultimately felt that you guys are all fans of Survivor, and you would understand why I did this, because you guys ultimately played the game as hard as I did, and I felt like because of that, that's why I had to make the decisions I made. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. And if you don't believe me and I lose your vote because of that, that's okay. I'd rather lose your vote and be friends with you guys after this game than win this game. And if you don't believe me, that's okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, that was a long way.
With that, the questioning's over, and it's for the last time in this game, it is time to vote. Jeremy, you're up first. And for the last time, I'll go tally the votes. Tonight, the votes are for a winner, so that means you want to see your name in the urn. With that, I'll read the votes. First vote, Josh. Second vote, Josh. That's 2 votes, Josh. Third vote, Josh. That's 3 votes, Josh, and 1 vote, Ella. And the winner of Survivor Cal Poly Season 4 Captain's Campaign, Josh. With that, the season is over. Josh is our winner, Ella our runner-up. Thank you to everybody that played, and good night.
Did I spell president right? Josh, I'm voting for you because I think you just definitely played the better game. You had control the whole merge, and I don't really blame you for keeping things stable because that's probably what I would have done too. I mean, why change your situation when you're winning? So you did a really good job, and you should be proud of your game.
you received no votes in the game. It's a pleasure to write your name down tonight. You've played an incredible game. Dare I say, a near perfect game, which I don't know if anyone could ever say that in Survivor, but truly, truly, truly amazing job, Josh. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Congratulations.
All right. So I've prepared a little bit of a poem. Oh captain, my captain, this thrilling journey's run. The challenges faced, alliances traced, the fame and glory spun. The win is near, the cheers you hear, the players all exulting. But oh heart, 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 oh the beating drums of joy, where on this day my captain lies, triumphant, bold, and coy. My vote goes to Josh.
Thank you. Do I say something too? Or yeah. Okay. The classic Doug, I love it. I think you played a really great game, and there's absolutely no bad blood between us. Yeah, I hope you win.
That's what I intended for. First, let me say, Ella, you actually almost swayed me. You balled the fuck out. But he balled a little better. So I vote for who wins?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I don't want to give you the win, but you definitely deserve it over Ella. I mean, you choosing her was a cop-out, and I just think Ella saying it was all strategic is a load of BS, because she would not respond to texts for anyone. That's not being strategic, that's being lazy. Ooh, only one paper. You might not have stayed loyal to me, but I made a promise and I'm gonna keep that promise.